You are now listening to On Point with Jesse Lowe. I want to thank you for joining us today. Today I had the privilege of introducing to some, most of you already know him. This is GU Slick, Mr. Gus Mitchell. What's up, Gus? How you doing, man? I'm glad to see you, man. Glad for you to be here, man.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I want to get right into this because you got a lot going on, man, and it looks like you're going to show us a great deal of some great merchandise. I love the way that you're marketing yourself.
Thank you.
But I want to go back to some childhood days first. We're going to start the interview back in the day. I also grew up on Nye Street. I was at 425 Nye Street here in Lima. And tell me about some of your experience. What do you remember the most about Nye Street, bro?
Nye Street.
We're going to get real personal today, okay?
Let's go. Nye Street, like just even looking at all these different artists up here, like you got the Hammer and the Run DMC, this represents Nye Street to me.
Okay.
That's when I first really experienced hip-hop music, and Nye Street was just a beautiful time at the time I lived there. Like, it's the best neighborhood you can live in. You learned a lot from there.
Everybody was on Nye Street.
Yeah,
too, like the Long family, the West, y'all.
Yeah,
it was good.
Yeah, it was good, and it was one of those streets where it's almost kind of like a party,
Constant,
and it get packed quick.
Everybody had the Sparkle-matics in their cars jamming down the street.
Yeah, like all the famous cars. You had the Hitting Hard. You had Rico McCousin truck come down there. You know what I mean, and you playing hide and seek. The girls playing double dutch. Yep. You just out there, man, having
Real
a good
neighborhood.
time.
Shout out to Aaron Young. He stayed on the corner in the Pattons. Yeah, we had a good time, man. And then I'm gonna tell you, when I really got to know you and I really started peeping you out, man, because see, people don't understand. People be looking at you when you don't even know they're looking at you.
Right.
Okay. But Slick, I'm gonna tell you, man, when we went to Mount Olive, I seen a transformation in you, man. Can you kind of tell us what you was going through at that time?
You want the gutter version?
No, I want the real deal.
You want the real deal?
This is on point. We gotta be on point.
All right. This is how I got to my Olive, right? Okay. So now I'm not this person anymore.
Understand.
So I was out there hustling.
Okay.
Kind of like on 3rd Street.
Okay.
I ran into a brother, Dave Turner, and he kind of was like, there's other ways to make money, this, that, and the other. So he basically paid me more than I was probably going to make that day just to paint the bottom of his house, and then he invited me to church.
Okay.
When I got to church, it was like I kind of felt like he told the pastor about me, because it seemed like he was talking directly to me, like, hold on,
did you go run your mouth, or
did
you just being real?
Yeah. So
not understanding it was God working.
So once I realized, because I already had a church background too.
Okay.
My dad was a deacon, my mom was a Sunday school teacher, so I just kind of left church alone for a while. So I ended up going to Mount Olive, and kind of once you hear a message like that, I was kind of shook.
Right.
So I was shook a little bit. So I was like, well, it must be time for me to come back to the fold, and from there I just started, getting more focused about God and stuff like that.
And listen, you was willing to listen.
Yeah, willing to listen. Like when I'm a realist, so if I feel something real, I'm gonna follow that, directive. I'm gonna follow that, lead.
Right, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. There's gonna be a lot of things. I'm gonna be real with you and tell you today that this is our first time speaking on this, but I was admiring you, bro, because your consistency was there. You was there all the time, man, and even when you fell off there for a minute, you still found a way to stand on top, man, despite of what anybody was saying and doing to you. And I think really, truthfully, that came from the roots of your family. Like you said, your father, I know you did a documentary I watched twice now, and you speak very highly of him. So you had something that a lot of us young brothers didn't have, bro.
Right.
You had a father in the house, and you gave him his props. You gave him his flowers, you know. And I commend you for that. I went to school with your sister. We both do the same profession at one time, and everything was good, man. But I want to get into the rap Gus, the entertainer Gus. You came up with the name GU Slick, and when I seen it the first time, I was like, man, the name is what it is. So explain where the GU Slick came from real quick for our viewers.
Yeah, the first time that was mentioned, it was more like a street name. What I mean? GU Slick, it was just like that. It got my name in there, like Gus. You can see the word Gus in there, but it was GU Slick. I was more into like getting over people, you know what I'm saying? Robbing, stealing, hustling. whatever. But then when I came back into like a church setting, I turned it into an acronym because I was gonna leave rap alone totally when I came into like church or whatever. I didn't.
Okay.
I was like, I don't want to rap at all.
But I seen you on that Christian scene though.
Yeah,
You
because the pastors kept coming to me like, "Oh, now you wanna stop." You know, they was like, "Now you want to stop rapping."
Okay.
Because you know what I'm saying. He's like, God can use that.
Right.
So, because I ain't gonna lie, I always thought Christian rap was corny.
Okay.
It just was something that didn't go together for me. So I said, okay, if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it my way. That's when, I'm not gonna say I'm the first person, but I think I'm the first person to take them secular beats and rap over them. Because I had so much flack from it. And I'm like, why? They're just, they're not anointed. They're not this. They're not that. But I was taking the Jay-Z beats and his beats, and you know what I mean, and using them.
Don't give you a little history. Second Baptist, Greg Johnson, Howard Maddox, and myself, we had a group, and we went to state convention. Okay. You know, once we won it 2 years in a row, they stopped the contest. But we was doing this like 85, 86, and like when I seen you step into that round, I was like, oh, he killing it, because your punchlines was ridiculous on some of the stuff that you was saying, and I was sitting back, and I'm gonna tell you honestly, man, I was admiring what you was doing, man.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this: if someone said, we know G Slick, if somebody came up to you and said, who are you? Because you've been on this journey for a minute, bro.
Yeah.
This isn't nothing new.
No,
You've been a couple of interviews prior to what Jesse Lowe on Point is doing.
Right.
But if somebody said, who is G Slick? What would be your answer, man?
I'm just like a realist. Like whatever I got going on in my life, that's what I follow. That's what you're going to hear in my music. So if I'm in church, that's what you're going to hear. If I'm just on some hip-hop stuff, which I am now, like I'm just in a point where it's all like a melting pot of all the stuff I've been through, that's what you're going to get as far as the music side. Now, me as a person, I'm just one of those people that I love unique people. I love people being themselves. I'm going to always be myself. And I stand on and I stand for what I stand for. I'm always going to have a relationship with God, even if that relationship changes as far as doctrine or anything like that. I'm still going to have that spiritual. I got to have that because that's my rock.
I got you.
So that's what I stand on, because I don't know how people make it without that higher power. Like life is too hard without that higher power. So that's just who I am, you know.
And I'm going to tell you, man, and then I remember the day you walked in with the money issues and God I trust. I'm like, he got a book.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And it was a point, man, with me, man, I was watching you live the things that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And that's why when you came and you say something, man, I always try to support you. And there was times, man, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't have $5 in my pocket, but I knew I had to give it to you because I wanted to see you to keep going, you know. Yeah. So when let's talk about the music. You got 4 CDs. Yep. You can see them on YouTube. They can listen to them on YouTube. Full album.
You can listen to them anywhere too. Like they everywhere, all platforms, all streaming platforms.
Tell them the platforms they on. We're gonna put it in there.
They Spotify, Pandora, TuneCore, wherever you want to listen. Apple Music, wherever you want to listen to music at, you're gonna see this music. You know, because I know a lot of people nowadays they don't really want to buy the hard copies.
Right.
But if you like me, I still want to buy. I'll buy the hard copy and just to have it.
That's what I do.
And then I'll listen to it. Because it's still art,
right.
You know. Just like this stuff right here is inspiring to me. Like just seeing all these album covers and vinyl. You know what I mean? So we can't lose that art.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And the CDs that I got from you, man, I'm gonna tell you, they're not open.
They're not.
But I go on the stream. And I listen to them.
You still support it.
And I still support it. I want it. Because well, you get paid off streams too.
Yeah.
So it's all good. Now let me ask you a quick. Well, let me say this first. Out of all the songs you done, my favorite one, when I go take a shower, I don't know why, but this song, because I had it in my mind a different way. But when I listened to Burn It Down.
Oh, yeah, Burn It Down, yeah.
That's it for me. To me, that's the best thing. To me, that's the best thing that you've done. That's just me. That's how I vibe. And you had what's her name, Deja Ray on it. Beautiful voice, man. Beautiful voice.
Beautiful woman.
Period. Yeah. All around. And I got props. Jada. Tell them how that came to be, man. I seen Jada on your joint. I was like, wow.
You know, like me, like I'm always everything I do is for inspiration. That's why I think God blessed me so much. Like people might look at it like I'm showing off or bragging. No, like I really just like to inspire other people, especially in the city we from. So I try to think, how can I do something a little bit bigger?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, when I reached out to Jadakiss, it was more like features wasn't in my budget for now. So it was like, well, I could do this for you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, I'll take that, because it's still like, you know, it's still showing that you trying to reach for that higher goal. So he did an intro for me, you know what I mean? And that was, you know, still costly, but that's the game. You know, hip hop and music business is not cheap.
It is.
It's not cheap.
But there's a purpose.
It's a purpose.
It's a purpose. And I'm going to get on
and
that
I use
song.
that mug on everything I can use. I'll get my money worth that.
And listen, when we say purpose, you got a song called Purpose too.
Yeah.
Okay, in that song Purpose, you said something, and I want you to explain this to me, because I think I know what you were saying.
Okay.
One of the lines in Purpose, you say, "I'm cool, but I'm not friendly."
Yeah.
Explain that.
I'm cool, but I'm not friendly means like I can get along with any and everybody, but you know how people try to get close to you, try to ask for, you know, Jesse, you know, like,
let me get on.
You cool, yeah, let me get on. Let me get $100,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm cool, but I'm not friendly, so I keep a tight circle. Everybody, it's so many people want to hang with you, but they don't mean you no good.
Right.
So that's
I
what
call them glasses.
Glasses?
I'm going to tell you why I call them glasses.
Okay.
Because the glasses always want to be around that picture. As long as you pouring into them, they're cool.
Right.
As soon as you run out, they ghost on you. The other name I got for them is scaffolds.
Scaffolds.
Okay, and I say that because I use them. They think they're using me, and I use them. And you give me another scaffold, I get a little bit higher.
Right.
Every time you talk about me, you're a scaffold. You put me another little bit higher.
Promotion.
So that's how I look at them, man. But when I heard that, I said, man, that's dope the way he put that together, because I feel I know you a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, now you just dropped less than a week ago A Chosen Few.
Chosen Few.
Y'all go on YouTube and peep that out. A Chosen Few. What was going through your mind that inspired you to write that, bro?
Well, The Chosen Few is a song that's off 222, so like a person gave me some game as far as like, you know what I mean, instead of just keep jumping into different projects, like try to like, because some people focus more on if you do a video. That song been here, but it's like when they seen that video, it's like it's almost like that song's birthday.
Right.
Like it gets more attention.
Right.
So it's like that visual give you, then you can really kind of hear the song. With Chosen Few, I'm trying to let the listeners know, like, you don't have to have everybody don't have to like on point Jesse Lowe.
Correct.
Everyone don't have to like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I get it.
a few, and when they say few, it don't mean little number. It could be thousands, it could be millions, it could be billions.
And it's for them.
For them, exactly.
For them.
So,
if it ain't for you, we cool.
Yeah.
We keep pressing. Yeah.
And that's the thing with me. Like, I like to just be original and authentic, because I know somebody gonna feel it. If I feel it, it's gonna at least be 1,000 to 1,000,000 people if I can get it out there where they feel it.
Right.
But the world is full of billions and billions of people, and everybody don't have. People can flat out hate me.
Right.
As long as I get to my people, I'm cool. You know,
Reach who you're supposed to reach.
Reach who you're supposed to reach.
And let me ask you, you flipped it a different way too, because you got segments where you do this book of rhymes.
Yeah.
And you got every one of them numbered.
Yeah.
I don't think they really listening to you, man.
Yeah, that's how I get sharp. That's how I keep sharp.
Bro, I don't think they really listening to you, man. Because I was like, this dude's punchlines is sick.
Yeah, I put myself with anybody with the punchline.
Yeah, I was like, his punchlines is sick. And you know what? And I'm like that too, even with style, because I know I'm more of an old school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Even with the style and delivery. Like when you first came out, I looked at you more like on a Silk the Shocker type.
Ooh,
That's what I did. At first I did, because I'm a percussionist, so everything got to be
On
2 and
point.
4
Yeah.
on point, 2 and 4. So like for my ears to really sit back and listen to you, I had to remove self.
Yeah.
And now I feel you.
But I
bro.
understand what you were saying, because you actually, I remember you saying that, and I was like, you was meaning that as a compliment, but I was like,
Right.
Shook the Shocker ain't on beat. Shook the Shocker this, Shook the Shocker that. So I said, stop. You know what? I stopped doing my ad libs. It was my ad libs getting in the way in my strength words.
Okay.
That was off. So I stopped doing that and just like doubled up instead of doing strength words and ad libs. And if you notice, like the growth, that's why I only claim these 4. I got a lot of more projects before then, but those was the Silk the Shocker eras. It was I was just more like poetry, spoken word, just getting out words, and you know what I mean. So you was right in saying that.
Okay.
You know what I mean. And I just start using fewer words because I had a lot to say, and I wanted to cram it all in. So it was just
I get it.
Yeah. So that's what that was.
I get it. And I think that's a process too. Most people that write, most entertainers, they want everything to be heard right then. And you supposed to be writing one lyric.
Yeah.
And you end up with 4 songs.
Yeah, you got so much to say, and it's like it's gonna get out, bro. Just calm down. Get the song. You got to make. See, my thing is this: like, make everything feel like it sound like drugs. People have to have drugs. You know, if you make your products like it's dope. You know, this is dope.
Constant.
Like, they got to have it. And if
Feeling
it don't
for
sound like dope, if it don't make people itch and say, I need to hear that chosen few, I need to hear that this, that, and other, then you missing the point.
That burn it down.
Yeah, burn it down. You play with fire.
Man, it's fire. It's fire, man. Let's get into something else right here. You got a lot of merchandise, man, and I love this. You know, for some reason, as a people, we think that we need to put on everybody's name on our body that don't care 2 cents about us, man.
Don't know us.
And don't know us, ain't met us, ain't gonna meet us. Some of them dead, and we still rocking their stuff, okay?
Some of them don't even like us.
As a people.
And we'll spend $500 for one of their shirts.
And broke.
and
broke.
Yeah,
you'll go buy a Gucci belt.
Because that's made for real rich people. That's made for real. Rent. Yeah, that's made for real wealthy people. Or drug dealers or something like that.
We want status.
Yeah.
And it's sad.
But it's some of that is like the king gene in us.
I got
Because we've been smothered so long
much.
And we've been going without so much. So we know how to go without. But if we can wear this while I'm going without, it make me feel good. Yeah. We want stuff to make us feel good.
Yeah. I had different capes, man. I had ordered, man, and I started really looking into who was making them.
Yeah.
I won't even use them no more.
Capes? Like
barber capes.
Okay.
I won't even use them no more. Okay. Certain logos,
yeah.
Who they was, their lifestyle, like, yo, that don't rep me.
Right.
You know, I had to stop. I can't wait till a brother come. It might be me. Come out with an own line that was on capes, you know.
I thought you had your own cape.
I'm developing it now. Okay. I got my own logo and stuff, but I'm talking about owning the capes.
Yeah, that's another thing.
The
like
marketing.
With branding, whatever you do, like everything I do, like and I just brand it. Right. That's the secret right there. You know
and let's talk about that. I'm looking at the piece on your neck, man. Yeah, I'm loving that, man. Explain how you came up with that logo, man. That's on a mission.
On a mission, well, it started off with like a baby carriage with the dual exhaust, and the O's was like Dayton tires or something like that. But then, you know, like it progressed into something more sophisticated.
Right.
So then, like a lot of people don't know, the A and the M could stand for Augustus Mitchell too. Then if you turn it this way, you can see that number 3. I'm the 3rd.
Feel you.
You know what I'm saying? And diamonds are forever, so I put it in a diamond. And then if you also look at it even closer, it's going somewhere. It's a rocket on a mission. You know what I'm saying? But with this interview, you learning that. That's the first time I explained it, too.
Well, that's good. I mean? That's cool.
And that's how, to me, with logo should be.
That's how it should be.
It should be something deeper. And that's why they was fighting me tooth and nail not to trademark it, because On the Mission is such a common name.
Right.
So, like, me and my girl, we was just fighting to get this trademark accomplished, because I'm like, if you fail at getting a trademark, you don't get your money back.
Right.
You just done.
And that's crazy. And I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm a true believer that iron sharpens iron. Mm-hmm. And when we leave here, I'm going to show you my logo. It does the same thing. When people see black lace and they think it's a face with a lady with hair, it's the B, a L, a H, and a S for Black Lace Hair Salon. People think it's hair flowing. But if you look at it, it's different. If you turn it sideways, she's winking. So
wow,
I gotta
and
show
I've
you.
studied your logo
hey,
too.
I'm gonna show it to you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna show it to you.
And another thing, Jesse, like you say, iron sharper iron, or what they say, game. You get game from anybody. I actually got the whole putting your name into your logo thing from Big Meech Flannery.
Oh, wow.
His stuff is called BMF, and a lot of people say Black Mafia Family.
Yeah, and it's not.
It's Big Meech Flannery.
Yeah.
But he didn't tell everybody that, so they just BMF. And you know what I mean? It's just like I study everybody. I study good people. I study bad people.
You can learn from anybody.
Yeah, you can learn from anybody.
And people don't understand that, man.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you. Let me tell you something else. Since we opening up here.
Yeah.
You wrote a song called Failure.
Failure, yeah. I love that song.
And you don't know, bro. First time I'm letting this know publicly, man.
Yeah.
You got me through with that cut, bro.
Oh, man.
You got me through with that cut, bro, because I was ready to give up, bro. Yeah. I'm telling you, you got me through, man. And I listened to it a couple times, man. I had to put it away. And you know how if you do music, you make music, produce music, you set on something for a couple months sometimes, and
Yeah.
then go back and listen to it again. It was a couple weeks, man. And I was like, yo, this mug is talking to me. So I'm just letting you know, bro, you was ministering to me through that song, man.
So many people like that
and
song.
I appreciate that, bro, because people, as men, especially as black men, sometimes we scared to put our feelings out there because we might look soft, man.
Yeah.
But you did it on this, man. It's called Failure, y'all. It's dope. If y'all ain't heard it, you need to get on YouTube, look it up. It's G.U. Slick on the Mission Records, okay? Now, I want you to introduce some of this merchandise or talk to us real quick. We're going to do this in about 2 or 3 minutes because I got a couple more questions I want to ask you.
Okay.
But let the people see what you're doing, bro.
I mean, I just brought a few items. Of course, I got my hats, my my snapback on the Mission Premium snapbacks. I got my beanies. You know what I mean? Got the beanie hats, and they come in more colors than you see here. This right here was for the people that support me in the city of Lima. I put this out because, like Nipsey got the Crenshaw. People got stuff from where they from. So right. I was really expecting more support with this, but a lot of people I don't want no Lima stuff and they want some on the Mission. But it is what it is. Then I got my hoodies, different hoodies. I'm just going to show you the style of this real quick.
Now, that's the one I purchased.
Yeah.
And this joker is hot.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's hot, man. And I'm going to tell you, it's durable. Man, listen, this is quality clothing, y'all. This ain't no bootleg off the side of the street stuff. This is the real. Man. This is the real deal. This is embroidered in here. This ain't no iron on. This ain't no none of that, yo.
Brandon.
Quality.
I put my name on it. You got my name